Well guys, welcome back to another video. You've probably seen I'm back over on Vancouver Island, just got off the ferry there. Now the weather's gloomy, it's raining, it's a lot later in the day. I finished work today and then made my way to the ferry. And I'm going to meet up with Mr. Gibbs now. I've got to find Mr. Gibbs. He's in the car park somewhere, I'm not sure whereabouts he's at. He did send us a message saying it was quite busy. Not sure what we've got planned this weekend. As you can see, the weather, we might stay low down, might try out one of the islands. Now I've never been to Hornby Island, so I think I've spotted Adam's van. My sleeping arrangements are sitting on top of it for the next couple of days. Hello Mr. Gibbs.
Hello.
It's a bit moist.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit moist, but here's too
Dark
good.
too.
Dark, gloomy, miserable.
Just the way you like it.
So I've pulled up to Tim Hortons. What do you want from Tim Hortons?
Ooh.
Pumpkin spice muffin.
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Tim Hortons. I think.
You have to make your mind up, would you?
Oh. Yeah, I'll sure have one of those then.
Yeah. Hi there. Could I have a medium coffee, 2 cream, please?
A medium coffee, 2 cream for sure.
And 2 pumpkin spice muffins for Adam, please. Hi there.
$7.25.
Cheers, mate. Are those for Adam? So we've made it to the ferry port here. Just waiting for the ferry and we're going to board. We are actually heading to Denman Island first, which is over my left shoulder, and then we're going to be going on to Hornby Island, so really looking forward to it. The weather's actually not that bad. He's had his pumpkin spice muffin. How was it?
It was adequate. I do and I don't. I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Hello young man. So there's going to be 3 of us on this trip, so it should be a great time out. Be good to catch up with Colin again. So we've just got to make our way onto the ferry. We're going to go over to Denman Island first and then on to Hornby Island. So we've made it over to Hornby Island. It's absolutely beautiful. Now we've got set up for camp for tonight. What we're going to do now is we're simply walking the coastline here, wrecking areas and locations for tonight. The light's nice now, but later on I can imagine it's going to be beautiful. You'll be able to see behind, you've got these lovely arbutus trees, some nice colours in there, some nice greys, so it really stands out, and I can imagine later on in the day that it'll look terrific. There's some nice shots of the coastline leading up to my left hand side there, and we've also got some nice taffy rocks in this area, so there's going to be plenty to explore in this location. Now the composition I've got set up behind us here, I love these arbutus trees. I've came back to these arbutus trees. The ones I like the best are the ones to the right hand side, the ones that have no colour. They're literally grey looking, dependent on how that light is. I've managed to place a singular arbutus tree to fill in the dead space in the centre, and at the left hand side you've got this one that's still very much alive and it's still got some of that colour. So because you've got the grey to the right and the colour to the left, there's some nice differentiation between the left side of the image and the right hand side of the image. Now, I said to you before about filling the frame with interest, filling the image with interest. So what I've done is I noticed that there was a boulder to the right hand side. I've placed that in a gap between this fallen branch and the upper branches above. It's just a nice first image to take. You'll be able to see how the weather's changing all the time. We are getting that sunlight. Now, I've took one without the sunlight when the clouds are directly over the sun, and I've took one just as that sun begins to emerge, so we haven't got the harsh light like you've got on the side of my face here. You've just got the beginning of the light, and I think that image works the best because it creates more depth and there's more contrast and colour. So we came back out. We actually had to go back to the van because it tipped it with rain. The sunshine, that glorious light that we were getting, it didn't last that long actually. So we headed back to the van. Adam had his usual nap, and we've made it up to the coastline now. It's not long till sunset, but as for sunshine, there's not a lot of sunshine about. You'll be able to see it's tipping it with rain now. But these two trees, you know, these two big arbutus trees, are beautiful. So that's what I want to photograph. Now, these trees within the forest, and I've made sure, even though it's a lot darker, I've made sure to separate those trees behind these two main trees. I just want to fill the image with interest, like earlier on where the arbutus trees were crisscrossing all over the side and the edge of the forest there. I just want to, that's what I want to concentrate on. I'm going to use some of these lighter grasses in the foreground just to frame the bottom of the shot, and then you're just going to have the tree leaning off to the right hand side, the one off to the left, and then yeah, that's a shot, just a simple image. So the rain finally did stop. Unfortunately, as you can see behind us here, we haven't got any colour in the sky. Now, it's been a beautiful place to spend this evening, so we're going to call it a good. Is Mr. Colin, how did you get on?
Did good, buddy. Good.
Did you good?
Real good.
Yeah, but it's been nice, but we're just not getting the colour in the sky because of the cloud, as you can see on the horizon just over my left shoulder. But it's been a great day.
Really good.
Now, the light was tricky earlier on. We had harsh sunlight, then the rain came, but it's been great. We've seen some wildlife, captured some deer, and yeah, just a nice place to spend this evening. Now, Adam's down by the coast. I'm not sure what Adam's photographing because there's no light down there, and Adam is down there, right down the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pack up now because we've got to set up camp for tonight. We've got to drive back to camp, get all sorted, but I'm going to be back out first thing tomorrow morning. Now we've made it down onto the shoreline here of Hornby Island. Beautiful stretch of coastline with lots of taffany rocks, and it looks amazing. But because of that blue sky, we've got this bright sunlight. You'll be able to see it on the right hand side of my face there, and it's not making for great images. You really need some diffused light in this area or some colour in the sky, and that's what we were hoping for this morning, but we didn't get that. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's nothing too bad. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to explore this area of the coast, see if we can get some images before the sun gets too bright. And if we don't capture or see anything in this area, we're going to slowly make our way to different locations on the island itself and try and get out of that bright sunlight. Now this particular image here, it works quite well from the opposite side. The light isn't too harsh, it's still slightly side lit, and I just love the way you've got these patterns all around the outside, and I've been able to create interest in the middle with this rock, this patterned rock in the centre. Now I've put the polarizer on for this shot just to take some of the sheen off the water so you can see more of the rocks and the textures and colours underneath, and just a simple image. I'm taking this with the 24mm, getting right up above, and just capturing the image. It's going to be a struggle down here. We are going to struggle for images, but I am going to continue exploring this area just in case we can come across something else before we decide to move on. You never know, some of the cloud that we've got in front of us there that's over the mountains, it might come in this direction. We'll just have to see, but it's just a nice simple image, so I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to call it a day on this location. I managed a couple of images, nothing amazing, but it was nice just to come down and explore this part of the coast where I've never been before. And that's what it's all about. You don't always get images. It's good just to reference locations, go to them, see what they're like, so when you return next time, you know what you're going to be coming across. This is nice down here, but like you say, a bit too bright today, eh?
Too many shadows.
I have a hard time with the taffany just on its own. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It looks amazing as a landscape, but when you're getting close, it doesn't quite work for me anyway.
It's kind of dirty too right now.
Yeah, well, it's dirty.
It's dirty. It's all full of sand and shells.
So it's still early morning. We've just got a short drive, and we'll see what we can come up with. Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. So I'm just walking through this woodland. I've actually came back up to where we were yesterday where we had the arbutus trees. Adam and Colin are down at the van. They've decided to stop and have a cup of tea, but I really wanted to make the most of it. Even though we've got that harsh light, I didn't want to give up. So I've came up to this area. I know that the trees, they don't look ideal, but when you go into these arbutus trees nice and close, you get some lovely colours and textures there. Getting the leaves on the trees are starting to change colour. Some of them have fallen, and I'm just going to look in close. I'm going to put that 1:400 on and see if I can find some nice small vignettes. Now this particular area, the leaves have fallen. There's some on the base, there's some further up the trunk, but one in particular has caught my attention. It's got caught in some of the bark that's curling up from the trunk of the tree, and it's just positioned against all these colours. The leaf itself is a similar colour to the texture of the bark behind, and then you've got these nice reddy orangey colours of the bark that's peeling off, and it's just a nice image to capture. And it just goes to show we've got this harsh light. The light hasn't been great today. Even yesterday evening it wasn't anything special, so just go in a bit closer, don't give up, and carry on with your photography. So I'm going to be shooting this with the 1:400. I'm going in nice and close, round about 120 millimeters. I don't need a polarizer for this shot. What I'm going to do is, there is some light getting in there from time to time, and you can see the movement of the trees, the shadow of and silhouette of the trees behind us. So what I'm going to do is what I've done in the past. I'm going to use my top, I'm going to shield that light, and then it's going to give us a nice balanced image across the board there, and that's it. It's going to be f/16. I'm going to take 2 shots because the leaf's slightly closer than the bark of the tree behind, so I want to capture all that detail, and I just think it's a nice simple image. So I've just got set up for which is going to be probably my final image for today, because I have to start thinking about heading back. I've got 2 ferries to catch to get back to Vancouver. It's been an amazing little trip. You know, we got here later yesterday, when I got out first thing this morning. I came across the side of this arbutus tree and the bark that I was on about before. When it lifts up and peels up off the trunk of the tree, it's curled round. It's got some of that lovely colour in there. Now we are getting some sunlight in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my top off and shield that light. I'm going to have to focus stack this one, probably around about 5 or 6 shots, because of that bark lifting up off the tree. It's quite deep beyond that till you get to the trunk. So it has came to the end of today's video, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And if you can take anything away from today's video, I didn't give up. We had harsh light, we had the rain yesterday evening. We were short on time because I didn't get over to the island till midday yesterday, but it's been brilliant, it really has. And finishing off with some nice simple images has ended the day nicely. Stay tuned till the end of the video. I've got some really nice images to show you from 50/40, images that I never showed you in my last video. Once again, if you haven't seen that video, follow the link above. I think you'll really enjoy it. It was a fantastic hike. But for now, here on Hornby Island, thanks again for watching. Bye bye.